Hello everybody, it's me JT Hans here, and today one of the most unexpected comebacks has happened with like animatronics and Halloween decorations. Mind any background noise, it's raining and I have my mic closer to my computer because I just need to scroll through the catalog while also recording and having the mic up to my face. So anyway, let's take a look. So this is the Sunstar 2021 catalog. It was sent to me by Tyler Smith and Cole Walker. They just sent. I asked Tyler and Cole Walker to send it to me, but whatever. So there's the front cover, but it will get much more interesting. But we're just gonna go through this whole catalog and get down to everything. So first off, we have a Chatters, Sunstar's Chatters, and he's holding a little girl. I think they tried ripping off the SVI clowns in the past few years, and this is just another example of that. Yeah. I have nothing else to say. Got some Heads Up Harry knockoffs. We've had those for ages. Some Hanging Witches. Dolls. Apparently these move up and down, and I'm sure this one actually lifts off its head, because the body moves up and down, so I'm sure that the body drops down, and so does that one. Once again, these are Sunstar items, / global trend innovation, so I'm sure what they're doing is, you know, Sunstar in the past few years has been very strange. They're not doing their same generic, you know, very poorly made looking things, and of course their stuff is still, you know, cheap and garbage literally all the time. You know, at least their, you know, GTI stuff, the little cheap hanging things, they're getting a little better. In terms of looks, I mean, they still look the same. They still look cheap, but it's all right. It's a little mad. They're looking a little more like Gemmy. But anyway, the same other stuff here: kicking witch on swing, headless skeleton with talking head and hands, hanging clown on swing, blah blah blah. Nothing too interesting. Moving down, yeah, once again, nothing too crazy. Okay, I think it's starting to get a little more interesting after this page, or the next few pages. We have some stolen SVI molds, stolen techie molds, random clowns and pirates, stolen techie item in general, Moss Reaper with a stolen SVI mold, blah blah blah, you get the gist of it. This one's alright. I think this is actually a cool idea. It's obviously like very cheap though. It's just like a hanging coffin thing with a skull and moving eyes. And here's their incredibly lazy knockoff of the ghostly tricycle. Pop-up witch, which was actually alright. I don't think this one was terrible because its head moves and the body pops up and it has decent audio. Then there's this one, which looks just like Hauntress. I'm sure they just were like, oh, Hauntress looks like this, people will want it. These two, step pad. Dragon, bat, shaking cannibalism right over here. You know, it's the shaking cannibalism, everyone loves that. Dropping Dan, that's an older one. Some signs, nothing too special here. And right after here, this is where we get to the, you know, the central point of this catalog. So over here, let me see where my zoom tool is. Let's zoom in. We have this is the lifting phone. We saw this link pop up on Moore's Costumes. I'm losing it. Pop up on Moore's Costumes, we saw this link, but here it is. So what it is, I'm guessing it's a phone that just lifts off the thing when you press it. And I think the design of this looks really nice. I just love the way it looks with the colors and the actual mechanism too. It just looks great. This is a really nice tabletop. I think they did a good job on it. It's very nice to set aside this specific one from the typical phones we get. We have the old phone, that skull in the cage. This is a new Sunstar thing. It looks like, it's like they saw the Grandin Road Dragon Spellbook and were like, let's make our own. So they did that. It looks cool. Of course, it's cheap, but it looks alright. I like the sculpt. some crawling hands. Now here's this. Tabletop Decor Mystic Villa books with white skeleton hands. So what I assume, it actually looks like there's 2 books. And I'm sure a skeleton hand pops out of it somewhere. Not sure where. But I like the cover. I like the style it has. I like the color scheme, how ghostly it looks. Gives me Haunted Mansion vibes. But anyway, you probably just saw me scroll down a little too far. But there's this, which I actually like the look of it. It's like a candelabra, and I'm sure what it does, it says Wobbling Skull Candelabra. Now, there's a few things that could happen. Number 1, the candelabra could tilt side to side and the skull could wobble somehow, or the candles will move up and down. Not sure what it does totally, but it looks nice. I really like the way that one looks. This one is, I don't necessarily care for this version of the chainsaw. It's just a lazy reskin. Same for this one. This has just been released for the past few years, and I think they've been making them smaller. But here we go. Here's the most interesting part of this catalog. The mini horror characters are coming back. This was something I did not think ever was going to happen, because it's just such a unpredictable thing. I'm very glad that they did it. It was just very unpredictable. And they've added a new character to the series, and it's the Michael Myers. Of course, Michael does not look great, as it's the life-size one. They just took it and plopped it into the style of the miniature ones. He looks a little shorter than the other ones. His head is a little bigger. Of course, that could just be how the prototype is, but we'll see. I still think these 3 are actually pretty good. I love them. The Michael is obviously my least favorite, but the 2 we see on the left are very faithful to their original counterparts, and whenever they do get released, if they do, I'm hoping they do. If they don't, I will be very bummed. I would be really upset if they don't get released. Like, I can't even explain how this would, like, there's not been a release or an unrelease, I mean, that I've been super upset about, but this would just be a total bummer to see go away. Because, I mean, it's the same thing as the old ones, but in 2021. How cool is that? It's so unexpected, and out of nowhere they do it. You can see they're a little different. I don't think they photoshopped them on. If they did, whatever. I mean, but I don't think they did, as I'm not too sure if Jason's arm was posed like that. And of course, we can see on the shoes too, how the shoes right there are, you know, they have the new button in the new shoes. They're like the goldish color. Then here's this one, and he has like a gray button, but I'm sure that's not permanent. I'm sure they're going to go to that. And if they don't go to that, they'll use the gray button. Does not matter and does not bother me. But let's see. I think, yeah, they just slash and turn their heads, I'm pretty sure. Then there's these 2, which I actually like. I think they're decent little not tabletops, but smaller items. The face appears, and the eyes light up and it flickers. Some basic stuff here. I think this is a pretty funny idea, the coffin racer skeleton. He's in a coffin and he's racing. I think that's actually a pretty interesting and unique idea. Let's see. They have this pop ghost with light up pumpkin. I don't know what it does, but I like the way it looks. Moving on down here, we have some pumpkins. Once again, just some generic pumpkins with little things in them. This is Jemmy's attempt at the flaming pumpkin. I think it looks meh. It's okay. It's definitely not as good as the techie one, because the techie one will obviously be the best, but it was an alright attempt, but they really didn't have to make their own. It was just very unnecessary. We have some cheap little jack-o'-lanterns down here, nothing much to care about. Some little pumpkin dioramas, and some other little things down here. Moving on to here, this is the lighting. Let me make sure it's not getting cut off by OBS, but okay. I really like just about all of these, and I think this skull is actually a really cool idea and a cool way to hide a projection light. You just put down the skull and it projects. I mean, it's not necessarily useful that much, but if you really just want to display something close to a door or in an area and hide it with a skull, do whatever you want. My favorite here has to be this. I mean, from these top 4, has to be this spiderweb one. I love the way it looks. It just looks really nice, and wherever it is, I really want to try and pick that up. We have this pumpkin over here that's flaming. Once again, a really cool looking one. This one's a little weird. It's a skeleton, and he's like wielding flames. It's meh. I don't really care for it. It's alright. We have some blue and white snowflakes, some strobe lights with colors, and there's this, which is pretty cool. I don't know how well you can see it. Let me see. You can see it alright, I guess. Maybe if I zoom out, you'll see it better. I don't know. Sorry for this being so finicky. Okay, so to the right, you can see this projector. It's got 6 scenes on it, and I guess they all just project, and they have fire and ice, and I think that looks really cool. I don't know if I'll get it, but if I ever did use it, I'd probably use that ghost, because the other ones, it's just kind of weird having a face just projected unless it's like a spirit. Anyway, these are actually very, very interesting. I think this is, I don't know, it's just so surprisingly advanced. They've been, as in tabletops this year. And we have a light string that's a light show with projected faces, and it sings. And 16, I'm assuming 16 for a pack of 6, because that's wholesale. So I don't know how much they'll be retail. Oh, they're calling. I don't know how much that'll be retail, but that's pretty cool. If it really does have faces that project and sing the music, that's awesome. Then there's these, and I wonder what they sing too, but anyway. Then there's these down here, just light up garlands. Some are Sunstar, some are Gemmy, and we're kind of back into this cheapo area. Not really the interesting things, kind of just the cheap generic stuff. Does that drop now? Let's see. I think there's I don't know if there's anything else interesting coming after these. Oh, that's a magic power mold. They're taking, or no, Pan-Asian mold. Pan-Asian mold. Yeah, there's nothing too interesting right now. I'm sure. Maybe I'm forgetting something. Hold on. Maybe I'm forgetting. Maybe there was something cool. I actually like the way that skull pumpkin looks, but I think that's an older one. Hear no evil, see no evil. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Yoga skeletons. That's you can literally just take one skeleton and move it around. I don't know. It's just the same. It's stupid. It's funny though that they tried to put that as different items. These are all just about Crazy Bones molds. Palm reader sign. These are actually cool. I like these freak show and circus ones. We have the set of curtains with the clown, set of curtains with the circus freaks, and we have these as usual. I don't think there's really anything else notable after this. I mean, we have signs. Oh wait, these are some new signs. Let me look at these. Karn, evil, funhouse, help me, dead inside. Okay, yeah, just whatever. Wait, what did these say? All body parts sold is no return. City morgue. Okay, I like that one. Abandoned hope, all who enter here. But why would an overpowering demon lord have a tin sign outside his door? Some heads. This random spider baby thing that's terrifying. And this moth that's half owl, half moth, half skull. And then there's this half owl, half moth, which is very strange. I don't know what their thought process was. And then there's this, which is like the rocking bat mold, but cheaper. Well, not cheaper, but cheap. I mean, and then there's Cauldron Witch's hat. Just about. Yeah, nothing. Oh yeah, this is the last page, and there's just the Switch. So, anyway, I'm gonna move back to that other page with the horror characters. So, I don't know what to expect with them. I'm sure they're just gonna have the same movement. I don't know why I said I don't know what to expect. I just said what I expected. But I'm very excited, especially for the light string, the horror characters, and the tabletops that Jemmy is doing from this catalog and in general this year. I think this year might be a really good one as long as this trend stays. I heard Spirit's theme was going to be promising when I met the designer at Flagship, because we were just asking him questions and he said that next year might be a fan favorite, so that's something to look out for. And just this year just it feels promising. I mean, we have Jason, the life size, already planned for release, and then we have a new Reagan life size, and while she isn't the best, it's still nice to get a new horror character. So I think it's going smooth so far. Hopefully this doesn't end up like jinxing it or something, but that's just my honest opinion. Anyway, that was the Sunstar catalog for 2021, and I hope to see you guys next time. This video went a lot better than I thought.